has a camera that will show you your last photo before you die. Everyone dies at some point, and well, that reality comes some cold, hard facts. You will have a last kiss, a last hug, a last phone call, and a last photograph. On Friday night, we met up at Casey's house. Even though she's an annoying neighbor, her parents built this amazing fire pit that's the perfect spot for chilly autumn nights. After starting the fire and roasting some marshmallows, she brought out something I hadn't seen in at least a decade: a disposable camera. "It's a special camera," Casey said with a grin. "Apparently, when you take a picture, it'll be your last photo before you die." I sat there trying to digest what she just said. "You mean the camera kills you?" "Yeah, like that one's Goosebumps book," Brady replied. "Say cheese and die." "Oh my god, I love that one," Maribel said, grinning. No, that's not what I meant." Casey held her hands up, clearly annoyed that we didn't get it. "Everyone has a last photo before they die. Like, for example, my grandpa. 3 days before he passed away, he went on a fishing trip. This is the last photo that was ever taken of him." "Well, it's possible for a camera to show that," I replied. "It would have to be a time-traveling camera for that to work." "You guys are no fun." Cassie rolled her eyes and started pulling the camera back in her bag. Wait. "We didn't say we didn't want to use it," Maribel said. "Yeah, it could be fun," I added. A wicked smile flashed on Casey's lips. "Okay, good. Who wants to try first?" Bradley raised his hand. "I'll go." And that was Bradley for you. Never missed a chance to impress the girls. He stood up, his face lit up by the roaring fire. "Where should I stand?" "The lighting's kinda harsh. Maybe by the tree." Bradley walked several feet away from the fire and stood next to the tree. He leaned against it, crossed his arms, and raised an eyebrow. Cassie raised the camera to her face. 3, 2, 1. "Cheese!" Click. White light flashed across the dark backyard. Bradley stepped away from the tree, grinning. "Okay, who's next?" Cassie asked. "I'll go," Maribel said. She pressed up her glasses to her nose and stood next to the tree. Somewhat awkwardly, Cassie lifted the camera to her face again and took a photo. Click! The redolent sound of the rewinding film aired the air. "Okay, Bentley, it's your turn," she said, shooting me a smile. I walked over to the tree, took off my baseball cap, and waited. Cassie lifted the camera to her face, then frowned. "Can't you smile?" "Nope." "Ugh, fine." Click. She rewound the film and handed the camera to me. Then she posed next to the tree in a classic squat pose. Yeah, this wasn't awkward at all. Cassie and I just started dating, but the longer things went on, the more doubts I was having. Sure, we looked good in pictures, a classical football star/cheerleader match. In reality, we weren't either of those things. She was pretty, but extremely insecure, jealous, and high maintenance. I was a narrowed math nerd who just happened to luck out generally and look like a jock. I stared at her through the viewfinder, her form slightly distorted. Click! "Hey, you didn't count down," she whined. "What? You were posing." "I want to know exactly when the photo is being taken, that's all." "Okay, sure." I rounded the camera and handed it back to her. She slid up next to me and lowered her voice. Hey, when Bradley and Maribel leave, you want to stay a little bit later? Oh, I don't know. My dad's renovating the kitchen and he wants me to help him in the It doesn't have to be long, just a little while. I should have said no, but she was pushing, and I felt bad for saying no. Okay, just for a half hour. Sounds good to me. We can watch something down in the basement. My parents can't hear a thing down there. What about your neighbor? He seemed really mad when you were watching V for Vita. Said the explosions woke him up. Remember? He was pounding on the glass door and yelling at us. She rolled her eyes. So we'll keep the volume down. Come on. It's just a half hour. We don't even have to watch anything. Oh, okay. Before I could say more, she grabbed the camera and started towards the fire pit. I followed. When are you gonna get those developed? Bradley asked. We could go tonight. It's still a 1-hour photo of CVS on Route 14, Maribel replied, and we could pick up some snacks. Wait, seriously? They still develop photos? Cassidy said. My dad used them for like passport photos and other official stuff. So it was decided. The four of us piled into Bradley's car and took off into the night. We spent the entire hour hanging out at the store, picking snacks. And then Cassie went up to the counter, grabbed a paper envelope, and led us back to the car. We piled inside, and Bradley turned the lights on. She flicked open the envelope and pulled out the photos. No fucking way. The first photo showed an older man standing on the beach, gray hair dripping wet, blue waves rolling behind him, and his square jaw and tall build. He looked like an aged-up Bradley. That's impossible, I said. Not necessarily, Maribel replied after a pause. The camera looked like a disposable camera, but it's possible someone put a cheap microchip in it, like a tiny Raspberry Pi or something. Then it took our photos and help of AI generate them. Yeah, but how would the CVS develop them, I asked. Maybe it's straightforward. Maybe when he opened the camera to get the film, there was a USB stick there and uploaded on the images, so he took it in the computer and printed them out. It's weird, but Amazon is full of weird shit like that. I once saw a karaoke machine that used AI to auto-tune everyone as they were singing in real time. We could go back inside and ask them, I suggested. I want to see the rest of the photos first, Cassie said, nearly cutting me off. Where'd you get this camera again? Maribel asked. A friend gave it to me. And with the vague response, she flipped to the next photo. It was a family Christmas photo, several people standing in the front of the tree, happy faces lit up by the multiple colored lights. But my heart dropped when I saw the woman on the left, a woman maybe 30, holding a little baby with the same size heart-shaped face, a same curdling dark hair as Maribel. Oh, no, she said, her eyes wide. We all stared at the photo silently, unsure what to say, but then I saw in the middle of the photo, sitting on the couch, an older woman, a very old woman with skin so wrinkled it looked like a crimped paper, and her hair was white. It looked like a tuft of cotton candy on her head. Wild frame glasses were peached on her nose. I think that's you. Maribel scratched the photo out of Cassie's hand. Whoa, she whispered, studying it up close. For all her big talk about this being some AI-generated thing, she seemed to take it pretty seriously. As I watched Maribel, I couldn't help but smile. For a second, I felt something, a sense of awe, as I looked at her face lighting up with joy of her family. I never looked at Maribel as anything other than a friend, but there was something tugging at my heartstrings now. Not even something I couldn't even put words as a crush or attraction or lust. Just something. a flicker of connection, of emotion, of Bentley? I glanced at Casey. Then I looked down. In her hands, there was a photo she had taken of me, the exact same photo of me tonight, holding my baseball cap, standing next to the tree, not smiling, staring straight ahead, eyes red from the flash. My first thought was the camera had malfunctioned. Whatever this was, AI or otherwise, had messed up and glitched on my picture, and it just spit out the photo it had taken tonight.